everybody. That's right. It is Drinks with Dee Dee.
And John. Hooray.
Yes, hooray. We are in
Outside.
Madison, Indiana. We're outside. We thought she thought for some reason we'd come back to the porch where we used to do the podcast from before we were traveling to parts unknown. And what a great idea that was.
Well, I'm warm in my coat. You've got a big coat on. I think we're okay. I think it's fun.
This is our
Valentine's
week show. Uh-oh, you're gonna have to hold both of these.
I will.
Put your glasses down.
Valentine's Day married.
Yeah, so
very exciting.
We thought we'd drink a cold beverage in a cold spot on a cold porch.
Because you want your champagne to be cold, and it is. There's no way around it.
I wasn't worried. Actually, we took it out of the refrigerator to warm it up.
Yeah.
My God, my fingers aren't working.
Now, a friend of ours who came to New York to see John Cho, her name is Lori, and she gave us champagne glasses. But
beautiful.
They're
called flutes.
Flutes. Yes, flutes. Thank you, honey.
She done gave us some champagne mugs. So we could drink the bubbly.
But those are in the motorhome, so we thought we would enjoy those. These are really big.
They are. We thought
it would be better for the motorhome, and we're in a motorhome all the time.
We thought we would be out there
on the
road right now, but we decided to come back because we had 2 days, and I'm so glad we did because we had some wonderful food here in town. We saw our friends.
Mad Lab.
Well, yep. Up.
And they're totally full, so you can't get in.
You can't get in.
And
we're going to Missouri. We're going to Missouri. Wait.
And they're totally full too. Oh,
Missouri is full?
So
wait, ready?
Oh, that's perfect, honey. Well done.
I have this thing where I can match. You don't want to know. Okay.
No, he can match the tone anytime there's
pitch.
A cork.
Whoa.
John can match the tone, or whatever it would be.
Pitch
of the.
Don't know how. Don't know why. Here, just put them both together.
Okay. I'm like just feeling on. It's cold enough. Let's start with
okay, we'll just start with that.
There you go.
So, happy Valentine's Day to you, one and all. Happy Valentine's Day to you. Love you.
Love you.
Mean it.
Mean it.
Take a sip.
Take a sip. The cacao, it's so good.
It's what they used to drink on Ab Fab. Absolutely fabulous. It was a sitcom.
It was a show
from England. It was hysterical. I got hooked on that show long after. I guess it was like on in the 80s or something. But those two women were so funny.
Love the 80s.
A song for every occasion. Those were kind of like the Felix and Oscar.
Oh, that's great. And they were
or Two Broke Girls. Later they did that show, Two Broke Girls, which apparently they were two broke girls before they started doing that show. So that's a great thing. I've been so inspired this last week since we got back from our spiritual retreat in the woods in the mountains to write The Earls of Perry. So I was working on that yesterday, and it's coming along great. Dee Dee said, "Hey, can I read what you have so far?" And I swear she reads faster than I can scroll. I don't know how it's possible. Not true. It is possible. It is true. I came out here. No, but each and every one is a jewel. Each and every one is a jewel carefully picked out by yours truly to tell a story of Southern horsepower comedy most succinctly. How do you like that?
And that's wonderful, what I've read.
Good. And it's so reminiscent of Duke's. And I read it and I'm laughing at it because, when you write, anybody out there who's watching this who's ever been inspired, you kind of forget. If you play a sport, you don't remember, oh, yeah, then I took the ball and I did this, I did that. You don't remember that. You just remember you won or you lost or you remember that it was fun. But so I don't really remember writing. And there's this conversation between, it's not Boss and Roscoe, but if it were Duke's, it would be Boss and Roscoe. And he says, I want to see you I want to get you over here right now. And he says, well, like Boss and Roscoe, he said, well, Boss, I am here. He says, no, not there, here. He said, well, when you say here, you mean there? And he says, yes, you. it's not exactly like Dukes, but it's pretty darn funny.
And I think, honey, we mentioned this before, but James Best, who played Roscoe, he was brought up not far from here in Corydon, Indiana, which was actually the first state capital in southern Indiana, not far from here.
Corydon.
Corydon.
Is that Corydon?
Mm-hmm.
3 syllables. Three syllable. 4.
I mean, some people may say Corydon.
Told you, I'm a writer.
It's Corydon. And
does that make him an Indianian?
Oh my God, I cannot believe you just said that. Really?
He's not an
Have I not
Indianian?
mentioned to you that you're a Hoosier, not an Indiana.
So
that is so wrong. No, it's Hoosier, and believe me, all the Hoosiers out there be, because that's what they do. That's what announcers do. They
if you're
think
from
it's
California,
Indian.
you're not a Raider. It's also a team.
What are you when you're from California? I'm dying to hear this.
Taken advantage of. Taken advantage of. Deceived, not deceived.
Well, anyway, James Best was a Hoosier, and he
from Indiana.
Yes, and he grew up in Corydon, and he's buried there. So one day we need to go visit and pay tribute to
Absolutely
your friend.
You betcha. We'll have we'll do it. We can't do a drinks with Dee Dee and John there from the gravesite, but we will. We'll do the. It was a funny story.
We can do it from Corydon though.
About sure, but there's I don't know the artist's name, but in Corydon, there's sculptures of horses, and they're painted by I think a local artist. I'm not sure, but Jimmy had come in and he had signed the. I think he said, "Well, I'll be a horse's ass," and he signed a horse there.
Oh, that's funny.
And then shortly after that, he passed away, and that piece of sculpture was in I think it was a dentist yard. It might have been a lawyer, but I was there, and
Corydon?
yeah, I was there for I can't remember why I was there, but someone who thought there had been graffiti on the critter cleaned it off, right after Jimmy had passed away, and somebody thought, well, that's awful that somebody would write on there. Well, it was Jimmy's signature.
Oh, and he took it off.
Yes.
Oh no! Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Well,
yes. It
Mr.
may be
Best.
an urban legend. I don't know, but I was there when it was birthed.
So Mr. Best, aka
Yes.
Roscoe, his childhood home is still there, and a friend of mine, Larry, who works with parks, and Dan Bortner, who also works, he's the state park guy. They kind of want to make a museum out of it. So perhaps,
Out of his birthplace. I think that would be great.
That'd be great. So hopefully that'll happen.
That'd be fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go visit the birthplace of Roscoe P. Coltrane.
And that has a beautiful town square, by the way.
Oh.
Corydon has a beautiful town square.
It's Indiana, though.
So we'll check it out.
Indiana.
Well, true.
Yeah.
You've got scouting to do.
I know. We haven't scouted yet.
Kentuckiana.
It's not exactly an Indiucky. It's not exactly conducive. Oh, shoot.
All right, I'll do that.
It's not conducive right now. I'm shaking. I shake anyway,
it's
but now I'm really shaking.
Well, John.
Oh, well, if you hold it from way up there.
Well, of course.
You would never go to a restaurant that would hold a
Well,
bottle
we're
of
on the back
champagne
porch
like that.
in Madison, Indiana. Too bad.
We's on the back porch.
This is how we hold it when we're outside on the back porch.
Speaking of. So been very, very inspired. You've been inspired too. You've been like watching popcorn. It's like watching popcorn.
Yeah.
Dee Dee, get off the ceiling. Get off that ceiling.
A lot of creativity.
She
lately.
spends a lot of time on the ceiling anyway. But yeah, lately
Dancing on the ceiling.
I saw that tour, Lionel Richie.
And you knew him, didn't you?
I did. Well, I still do.
Still.
He ain't gone.
Do.
First song I sang on, not on television. First song I sang on television was on the Dinah Shore show. We went to Dinah Shore's hometown, by the way. Winchester. Yeah, my gosh, what a beautiful little town. Mm-hmm. So I hope you're enjoying our escapades out there and getting to see this great country. Now, of course, we'd love for you to come to the places that we've gone to, but the message here is, even if you don't get out and travel, even if you can't get out and travel, you have these wonderful local establishments in your town, wherever you are, in your community, wherever you are. So whenever you can, and I'm not saying all the time, because I know that convenience is, what's the word? Convenient. But support your local hardware store. Support your local breakfast place, your donuts shop. Now, I've got nothing against Dunkin' Donuts. I thought those commercials were pretty funny, right? The Ben Affleck, Affleck,
And speaking of which,
Affleck.
the Super
How
Bowl.
come Ben
How about the
Affleck
Super
doesn't do the
Bowl?
Affleck commercials?
Right, that would be a good idea.
Because it'd be like, no, it's Affleck. Affleck. No, pronounce it
That's
right.
a good idea.
I think that'd be great. You're welcome.
But we watched the Super Bowl and it was so much fun.
Oh my God.
I mean, it was a blowout, but it was fun. And I loved the commercials. I thought they were great.
Well, there was one that was just.
Well, okay, maybe not every single one, because yeah, one was bad.
Well, the thing about the tongue, what the?
And then there was another bad one. I'm not going to mention it.
There was another. Well, it was. Oh yeah. But there was a wonderful one. The little boy who was boxing like Muhammad Ali or coming through town, and that was for children's health care for cancer. So that was wonderful.
That was
wonderful commercial. But I'm sorry, that halftime show. My God, it's obvious that the NFL or whoever put together the halftime show for the Super Bowl thought that the Democrats were going to win the election. Well, guess what? They didn't. So just like in football, there's a time to throw, there's a time to run, there's a time to punt. Well, you should have done something else because you have alienated a lot of free-thinking people. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and look at the election results from November. Okay? And this is not a race thing. Absolutely not a race thing. This is just a matter of entertainment.
Performer was black, I think. And that's okay. Look, I'm going to say
everybody on stage, and oh my God, there was over 100 of them. Now,
I don't care.
Try that as a Caucasian.
White, then everybody's going to go nuts. So if you don't care about that, don't care about either way, right?
It's funny you say that because I would not take issue, and I'm going to use the word because that's what all that my Indian friends call themselves are Indian as a general umbrella, but Sioux or Cherokee or whichever tribe they're from. Glorious, wonderful people. I would expect in a Indian performance for everyone on stage to be Indian. I would not take exception to that.
Here's the thing. I mean, a lot of people were complaining, oh, there weren't any white people, or I don't know if there were any Hispanic, not sure. But it looked like it was all black. And I don't care because you know what? It's their show. If they want to do a show that all the performers are black, so be it. I don't care. I mean, it's a free country. But if there's another show and it's all white, don't complain about that either.
Oh, yeah.
Show that's all Hispanic. Don't complain about that either, okay? So
what's good for the goose is what's good for the gander, is what my grandmother would say and my grandfather would say. So, there's a lot of people up in arms about it. And, I read the most ridiculous Facebook post this morning, and of course, it wasn't from Samuel L. Jackson. They're just using a picture.
And that was odd, wasn't it?
And it was odd because it said, if you got a problem with this halftime Super Bowl show, then you know how I feel about January 6th. We've proved that was bullshit.
That makes perfect sense.
We have proved, and we are going after, as a free-speaking, free-thinking, free-loving society, we are going after those mofos who orchestrated that whole damn thing, and we are going to see justice for Ashley Babbitt that sadly she is not here to see. But here is to getting to the bottom of all of that, putting this ridiculous myth of insurrection to bed or to death once and for all. And now look at what they're doing. Look at what Chuck Schumer's doing. Look what Stacey Abrams is doing. Who's the other woman we just saw that basically had to run away?
Letitia?
No.
I don't know. And
anyway, they are inciting riots everywhere they go. We're not going to take this. We're going to fight.
Oh, Maxine Waters.
Maxine Waters.
Yeah, she was really losing.
And Gavin Newsom, whose state, I think we talked about this last week, but Gavin Newsom, whose state, a large percentage of his state just burned down. And now, who predicted mudslides? Hello, that'd be me.
Last week, and here they are.
Yep, soon PCH is going to be 12 foot under mud. But here's a guy who is supposed to be the representative of the people, and he instead brags about allocating $50 million to fight Donald Trump's forced, help me with this, the deportation of illegal, violent criminals. So the governor, I want you to remember this, the governor of California, and several other governors, but I happen to have lived in California for 35 years. I think it's a beautiful state.
I live there too.
And I think this man has just done everything he could to destroy it.
Well,
But he, what was I? Oh, hell.
while
It's
you're
hard
thinking
to,
of that,
okay, I'll think on it.
we always try not to interrupt each other because people comment. Hey, I'm trying to be good. But I did want to bring
Don't,
up,
for God's sake, don't do that. Don't do that.
but I
We
wanted to
met
mention,
interrupting each other.
we did. But I did want to mention Donald Trump one more time because he made history. He was the first sitting president to go to the Super
To
Bowl.
sit at the Super Bowl.
And it was thunderous applause. They
that baby, it's gone.
loved him. Thunderous applause.
And oh, did feelings get hurt, Taylor? Oh, did you get booed?
She got
I
booed.
think you did. Big difference 364 days can make when you're so outwardly spoken about suppression.
Well, that goes with the territory. Look, John gets a hard time now. I used to be super duper outspoken about politics, and I am, but I just been there and done that. But you do it all the time. You enjoy it, but you have people that you.
Well, I
fight
can't
with.
not. I just
Right,
can't
I
not
get
do
it.
it.
I get it.
I don't do it for effect. I
No,
just can't not do it.
I understand, but she has to understand too. When you're a celebrity, and if you're going to go political, half the country is not going to be happy about it. Oh well, that's part of it.
Well, at least, and in this case, it's 3/4 of the country, or maybe a little more than that, who are not happy with it. So don't threaten us with not doing your monstrously huge pop concerts in our red state. You know who cares? Nobody. Nobody. So you go ahead and do your concerts in the 3 remaining blue. Is it 3? How many? I've got a timer set there. I need to watch.
Okay.
How many blue states are there? And really, that was only
Not
because
many.
that's only
No
because
voter ID.
no voter. So they cheated. They cheated. Oh, no, you can't say that. Well, yes, I can, because I was thinking about it yesterday. We're here in Madison, and I jog in the morning. I didn't jog this morning. It's too damn cold. But in every window of every bar or every restaurant, well, no, I guess every bar, there's a sign, must be 21 or older, obviously. Must be 21. What are you doing?
I'm looking.
Don't check your
message.
text
I'm
while we're
listening.
doing this. You're on it. You're not supposed to be listening. You're supposed to be participating.
I am.
So in every bar, in every state of our glorious country, and probably all around the world, you have to be a certain age in order to drink. You have to be a certain age in order to even go in. So what do? You just tell them you identify as a 21-year-old, and that's okay? That's it? So give me an ever-loving break. The folks who say that demanding or requiring, rather, proof of citizenship or proof of address or proof of age is some sort of racist behavior, just stop. Just stop. It's ridiculous. It's absurd. No one is buying your bullshit anymore. So just stop. It's embarrassing. There. Now you do your thing, and I'm going to put my head down for a while.
Go ahead. I don't mind.
You got nothing to say?
I'm just watching you bobbing your head.
I do have a bobblehead out there. I do.
That's so cool.
I do.
So we are traveling.
Thank you. Please
And
say something. Can't believe I said that.
We're traveling, and of course, John's next project is the Comic-Con, which is sold out. I don't know if we've ever been to. Like it's sold out before. I think that's happened before. But
But check the website. It's it must be the fire marshal, because there are only a certain amount of people allowed in the venue. That's the Missouri Comic-Con in Springfield, Missouri. We're going to drive there tomorrow, and the Comic-Con is Saturday and Sunday. I don't think it's. It may be tomorrow as well. I'm not sure. We're not there tomorrow night. So just check it out, Missouri Comic-Con, and I had a link on my Facebook page. By the way, if you enjoy the Facebook page, please follow me, because for some reason I did a big push a couple of years ago to get more followers on Facebook, and it worked. And then I just kind of got stuck at this. It's a good number, but I got
stuck with Zuck. Think about it.
What?
Stuck with Zuck. Think about it.
Stuck with Zuck,
Now,
who has had a
Zuck.
tremendous change of heart,
yes,
by the way.
so you might explode now. You might be allowed to.
Oh, that's right.
followers.
Maybe I was shadow banned. Maybe I have
Yeah.
over 1 million followers
That's
and
what
I
I
was
mean.
shadow banned.
I think so.
Okay,
So
well,
let's
thank
give
you,
it-
Mark.
Let's give it a chance.
Thank you, Mark. I appreciate it.
And also, we're talking about YouTube because we, obviously this podcast on YouTube, but we're looking at others, maybe a travel.
So subscribe if you
Yeah,
are
please.
watching this on the John Schneider YouTube channel. Subscribe, okay?
But
What's wrong with that?
also, we're thinking about doing, separate for food, separate for drinks, separate for travel.
I think we should just have one channel. I think.
Yeah, but not everybody. A lot of foodies are not Dukes of Hazzard people, and vice versa. So sometimes, I mean, I would love
Smallville people. There's all kinds of
Well,
people.
I know that. I would, obviously, we will always have that, the mothership. But I'm wondering, and I'd like folks' opinion, our friends out there. What do you think? Should we separate those two? I mean, that will always be there, and all of those would go to the one.
Don't be
YouTube.
surprised when they agree with me.
Well, I don't. That's fine. I mean, it's just an opinion, or it's just a question to see if foodies would, or people who like travel, or other things that we would be doing, would they prefer it to just be that stuff? I don't know.
Well, we're not going to just do anything.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the different interests for YouTube, and of course, they would all be on the John Schneider,
Well,
the original, the big one.
oh, okay. See, well, sure. Well, duh. Yeah, that makes sense. But as long as when you hit subscribe, it's the mothership, as you call it.
Yeah, I think there's a way for it to all go there. I'm not sure because that's really not my
bailiwick.
But we need to find someone.
What is a bailiwick?
Their area of expertise or interest.
I know what it means, but what is it?
I don't know.
I don't know. Okay, thank God. There you go. You ever have those sayings you just don't know what they mean?
Well, when you start a new year, you think about, okay, well, what new things should we do? And, because of course we've got the music, so you'll do music, and we'll do the TV, you'll do TV. I mean, John can do anything. He's such a Renaissance man. So I'll join in when it makes sense. And otherwise.
It's like Hemingway again. Yes, I'm growing my beard back.
You need to today.
Growing my beard back to stay warm.
You need it today.
But I'm growing my beard back for the Earls of Perry.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So that's why it's coming back. I didn't just forget to shave, no, because this is about a week. When did we finish the show in New York?
When did we?
Yeah.
Good question. That seems eons ago, doesn't it?
We miss you so much, Kathy.
We do miss New York. New York was fun. John.
Yep.
John's
we miss David. We miss everybody there. We miss everybody. It was such a wonderful experience. And
John
those
was
of
so
you,
great. I went to every show and enjoyed everyone more than the last. I mean, they were just all so good. And
I tell you what, the last show was the best show.
So
The last time I was on that stage.
It was.
Usually it's not because I feel bad, and I felt bad every time It's weird when you're doing a show and you're going to do it again tomorrow. Because they say, well, in live theater there is no take two. Well, yeah, there is. It's the next show. So you get to change things but not right away. So usually for me, when I'm on stage the last time and I know this is the last time I'm going to be saying these words, I get a little sad, and that kind of affects how I do this. But the audience was great.
Oh yeah, it was wonderful. It was a magical night.
It truly was a magical night. And if you haven't seen Perfect Crime, when you get to New York, go see it. I'm sure it's going to be there because it's been there since 1987. Okay. So it's been there through a lot of administrations.
Most people, they have like one talent, maybe a couple of, John, since he's a singer, do concerts and movies and TV and anything and everything else, we kind of pick and choose the good ones and what works for the schedule and what John wants to do. So, scheduling is always the most difficult part about it. But it's great for you to have all these choices. But a lot coming up, so stay tuned.
So much coming up. So very excited about Earls of Perry. When my hands thaw, I may work out. Look, it's getting colder.
It is.
When my hands thaw, I may. I'm not moving around at all. I may work on that a little bit tonight before we drive out tomorrow. So I happen to remember that years ago I was part of RFK Jr.'s battle to clean up a water supply. I can't remember where the water supply was, but we were successful. And just out of curiosity, we were at Mad Love last night, and I thought, you know what? I'm gonna send him. I look in my phone and see if I still have his number, and I did. And I sent him a text and I said, hey, you know, we're rooting for, and he got confirmed today, right? Okay. So last night before he got confirmed, you know, we're rooting for you. We know that, you know, you're the guy that's going to change everything here. We've got to address this problem and you're the man to do it. Here you go. Uh, you know, on the eve, I guess the big was the big meeting, the big vote yesterday, or was it today?
I thought it was today.
So the vote was today. So on the eve of the big vote, you know, he took the time to text me back.
Or maybe his team, but
No. This is his phone. I had his phone from when, you know, he was a guy. So yeah. Just like people, yeah. So it was really great. And I don't know about you, but I feel like with Pete Hegseth and with Christie I feel like it's Pete and it's Christie and it's Tom. It is Mr. President. But how great was it watching Elon Musk with President Trump and Elon's little son on his shoulders and climbing around and just being a kid, kind of like way back when now I realize that when Kennedy was in the White House, it was his son. So this is Elon, who is, by the way, has an appointed position. So don't go crying in your cornflakes if you have an appointed position because someone who has an appointed position is looking at your books.
Well, that's government. So what? I mean, that's the president's appointment. He's got many.
I know, but there are judges out there who are saying no, the Constitution is no, this is wrong.
And they weren't appointed.
I know, appointed judges.
I mean, some judges
pointing
are elected,
fingers,
but many are appointed.
Well, Biden appointed more judges than anybody ever, and he bragged about it. Mm-hmm. So these are the people who are having a problem with Elon Musk and his new department, Doge. I'd have called it Dodge.
Oh,
Doge, looking into the fiscal responsibility or lack thereof of our government. That's what he's supposed to do.
Oh, and he's doing it.
And he is doing it. He is doing it like no one ever thought possible. And it's so simple. People say, well, how in the world can he be doing all this in this amount of time? That's just not right. That's not believable.
That's
well,
corporate.
No. If you look
business.
through, you look through, you find out that there are people still, so there are people not getting Social Security, but there are people still getting Social Security checks every month who are 150 years old. I've not met them. Have you ever met a 150-year-old person? We met a 101-year-old person.
We did.
The other day. Here's to you, sir.
Here's to you.
I'm quite sure that he's a World War II veteran, and I have only had the opportunity to shake maybe 5 World War II veterans' hands, and I never thought I'd be shaking one in 2025. So that's pretty amazing, pretty phenomenal. So hats off to you, sir, and anyone who has risked their life for this great country.
Well, you mentioned Warren Bragg, so
I did. Oh, Bragg.
Seth,
clever.
Went back to, and he got through. Thank goodness. Now it's going to be Fort
You know Pete, right?
No, I don't know him.
No.
I
met him at a bunch of times.
Well, I've met him, but I don't know him.
Great guy.
Yeah. A lot of these people I've met, but I'm sure they, I don't think he can remember. But he probably remember you. He probably watched Dukes of Hazzard and
probably did.
Smallville or one of those.
Probably did. So, probably had a big wheel like.
Oh my gosh, Kevin Hart.
Like Kevin Hart.
That was so cute because he looks exactly the same. And he's already small, but he was really small then. Because what was he, 3, 4, 5 years old?
That's right.
Something like that.
Yeah, he's the only one I know can still ride his big wheel.
So
here's
cute.
to you, Kevin. Thank you.
Yeah.
And apparently he posted that picture before. He talked about about his love of Dukes of Hazzard before, and I think that's pretty great.
That's great.
Because he's in the Jumanji films, right? He's
right.
Okay.
Right.
So my buddy, have you met Jack Gill? Oh yeah. Jack and Morgan. You haven't met?
I have not.
Okay.
I've met Morgan.
Oh, we just exchanged pictures and things. So Jack Gill, who was I'm going to say one of my stunt doubles on Dukes, because we had a whole bunch of folks. So kind of like you need time to repair the General Lee. Well, we needed time to repair the stunt folks. But Jack has done all the Jumanji films. So I'm quite sure that Kevin was very excited to be actually talking with someone and working with someone who was part of the show that made his big wheel famous.
Well, Pete Hegseth renamed Fort Liberty back to Fort Bragg, which is
Right.
great.
Yep.
And then, of course, Denali went back to Mount McKinley. So they are all over this. I mean, how long has the president been there? Not long.
I think we're in the third. I think we're just at the end of the third week. But it all makes so much sense.
Mhm.
But my God, I'm loving watching the liberal media, the liberal politics. I mean,
They're
how could
melting
you?
down.
The only people that have a problem with someone auditing their books are people who have something to hide, right? So, and remember, it's not just that these people have something to hide. So they're enraged. It's against the Constitution. It's racist. It's whatever the hell they can call it. But these are the same people who were coming after you and coming after me, coming after you, coming after all of us. These are the same hypocrites who prove every day that they were not worthy of your vote, or they were not worthy of being appointed, or if they were appointed by Joe Biden or by anybody. I would imagine, I've never been someone who gets to appoint people. I've gotten to hire people, but you hire people who will help further your agenda. So these people who were appointed, who are apparently, evidently guilty of fraud, were the same people that were coming after us. Don't ever forget that. Never, never forget that. Especially if they were an elected official, because they want to be elected again. We must not allow this rust to continue to eat through our quarter panel. You car folks know what I'm talking about. You can bondo over, you can sand it, you can wet sand it, you can cut, you can paint it, you can do whatever you want. But if you don't get that rust out of your quarter panel, it's going to fall off. These people are rust on our quarter panel, and we need to eradicate them.
Speaking of cars, the Hot Wheels convention is coming up on the 22nd in Las Vegas.
In Las Vegas.
Yeah,
In
so
Las
that'll be
Vegas.
fun.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be warm.
It's only, well, have you ever been in Las Vegas when it was cold?
Warmer than here.
Well, that's for sure. Well, I hope so.
At least during the day.
I hope so. Yeah, because I want to play golf again.
But the fun part, oh
I
yeah.
couldn't imagine.
No.
Like playing baseball when I was a kid. You ever play baseball when it was cold?
Mm-mm.
Because when you're a kid, you just got to play baseball. I carried my mitt everywhere, right? And God, I remember one of the few times I actually hit the ball, how much it hurt. Ooh,
Ouch.
ooh,
Ooh.
on a cold day.
Well, what's fun, it will
I'd
be
rather drink champagne.
Catherine and you and Tom
Mhm.
all together, and that's always fun. But today on my timeline,
Where is the convention? I'm sorry, just Ahern.
yeah, the Ahern Hotel. And by the
Ahern
way,
Hotel.
a huge Republican. And I've done an event there actually.
Actually,
But he has given a ton of money to the Republican Party, I think on all levels. So that I look forward to going there, and it's right by the convention center. But Tom and Kathy and John will all be there. And
oh, let's show the picture. I'm sorry, I'm going to show a picture.
yes,
This is Dee Dee and Catherine before we met. How long ago do you think this picture was taken?
maybe 10 years.
10 years, okay.
Because it was for Vittorio Grigolo. He is an Italian tenor opera. And she was there. And I was like, wasn't her husband Italian? Maybe that was the connect. I don't know. But she was there for the party afterwards. And we met. She was quite nice. We did a picture. And that was great. And it popped up today. I was like, John, look, I've got a picture with
Well,
Catherine.
now you're like sisters.
Mm-hmm. No, I love
Pretty
Catherine.
great.
I love
Catherine's
her.
wonderful.
She really is wonderful. And,
Yep.
she called us about this. She set it up.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And then we're doing one in Tulsa.
I don't have the dates all set, but yes.
Okay.
I'm not sure that is set in stone contractually, but I believe
Okay.
so.
All right.
Yeah. And we'll tell you more whenever things are set because
Yeah, I think that's a
until
car
it's in
show too.
writing and until it's for sure, it's not for sure.
Can I quote you on that?
Yeah.
Until it's for sure,
No.
it's not for sure.
Yeah.
And you can quote me on that. That sounds like
Until it's in writing and we don't know for sure.
That's what it used to say on all of the. I was with William Morris for a while, long time, which is an agency. Oh God, we got to talk about
Oh,
Joe Biden with CAA. My God.
it's so odd.
But back then they had stationery. Everybody who had a business had stationery, you'd write notes. It was always by hand. You'd write notes. It's just how it was. But on the bottom of that stationery, it always said, put it in writing. Actually, it might have been at the top. I bet it was at the top. Put it in writing. And then it would say dictated but not read. You know what that's called? Cover your ass.
Yeah, because you hate that you have to do contracts. If Kathy or Tom personally said, "Hey, will you come do this for me?" We're not going to get a contract with them,
Oh,
nor would we charge them. That's different. That's a friendship. But if it's a business thing, you better get the contract, because just recently we had something that fell through, and there wasn't a contract, and it was
that's right.
not our doing, but it is what it is. So we've learned that, and just good to get in writing. And so, but we are definitely going to Hot Wheels the 22nd of February, and it's going to be so much fun.
And we're definitely going to Springfield, Missouri this weekend.
But it's sold out. So
yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
we might.
That's amazing.
We could probably squeeze you in, but don't quote me on that.
No. I didn't say that.
I did. Oh well. What are they going to do?
Got to take it up with the fire marshal. I don't know what they're going to do with you.
Yeah. See.
But they're going to go.
Don't worry.
To me, they're going to go like this. God, I remember I hated that. You ever have that at school? You'd done something and you thought you got away with it, and then all of a sudden it's like.
Didn't you say you always had to wear the dunce cap and you were in a corner and timeout and all that?
Maybe that's why I like cowboy hats so much. Not that cowboy hats are dunces. That's not what I meant. Maybe I'm just very comfortable with a chapeau atop my cranium.
Well, certainly today, because without a hat, I would be freezing, because I'm used to wearing hats.
I came out here earlier today and I did a little video for a deal we've got going, where if you get stand on it, if you get stand on it, you get poker run for half off. But I did it in front of a green screen in my coat and shirt. And my God,
cold.
It
Too
was
cold.
a bad idea.
Not enough clothes.
Not enough clothes and no champagne. No champagne. But this is what's her idea. She said, "Oh, let's go out and do it on the porch."
What? It looks nice, but we are cold. It's cold. We love you all, so we want to do it. And again, always let us know ideas.
We have to talk about something. Has anyone let you know any ideas?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Can you elaborate?
I pop up with them. Well, here's one. People are still getting scammed out the wazoo. It's so bad. So bad. I mean, and it's not just John. I mean, I think, who was the celebrity that this woman lost?
Oh, Brad Pitt.
Yeah, 6 figures.
Yeah, she donated an awful lot of money.
And we even had a lady at the show.
Donated. And we're going to talk about that too.
Yeah, we even had a lady at the show. She would come every week, but the first time she came, John said there's another.
She came in every week, and it was great. She came in, she saw the show every
nice.
Sunday. But I think at first she was someone that thought I had personally requested her to come to the show.
The scammers
and
are terrible.
Just they're terrible. They're terrible, and they prey on people who have big hearts, and it's really disgusting.
They even preyed on my mother, and she was so worried. And one time they said John was dead. That was about a year ago, I think. And then another time,
scared the hell out of me.
And I said, "Mom, it's a scam," because what they do, they're very tricky. What they do is when we go to a town, or city, or doing something, they take a look at all of John's followers that are in that town and go, "Oh, please come and see me. I'd love to have dinner, but come see." All they get to is money. They want to talk you into giving money, thinking it's John. "Oh, I need money. I need money." It's ridiculous.
No, and you know what it's done too is it's
sad.
We used to do a thing where we went to Buffalo, New York, and we would do a dinner. We'd do a dinner with fans, and we would sell that, right? Because we'd only have so many seats. We'd sell the dinner, and these people saw that, and it wasn't cheap. It was expensive. It was expensive intentionally, so that not a lot of people, so it would be small and intimate, and we could all have a great conversation. And it was wonderful. But then they started doing that. Wherever I wound up, I was going to do a concert, and most of the time when you come into town to do a concert, you get there in time for sound check, and then the bus is leaving after the show. There's no time. So they started selling that to people, a dinner that I wasn't going to be at because I was unaware of, and no one was even going to have it. They were damn sure going to take your money. It's awful.
In the Brad Pitt situation, this
Oh
was
my
a
God.
woman that basically what they do is they make it sound like Brad Pitt and John Schneider are interested in them. You know, these women and
We're
they're
not even interested in each other.
but this
Sorry,
was
Brad. I know that brought a tear to your
yeah,
eye.
it was six figures. This woman with Brad Pitt, and she said, "Well, I figured out it was a scam when I found out he had a girlfriend." Well, duh. And John has a wife, but what they it's a contract marriage, and it's not true, and it's not go. I mean, it's the most ridiculous
Isn't
scam in the
contract
world.
marriage redundant?
I don't even know what it means.
Contract
I
marriage.
mean, I don't know what it means,
What are
but
you?
it's been
Are you a Russian bride?
it's
What's
stupid.
your hurry?
These scammers in a shack in Nigeria or Bangladesh or wherever they are,
Even if it's Encino, we don't like you.
yeah, I'm positive that, that is what they do all day. There's someone or a team assigned to John, Brad Pitt, all these celebrities. And Sandra Bullock had that recently as well. And she was upset. And she got security. She was worried about her family because these people don't quit. So if you ever get a message from John, it's not John. I mean, if John doesn't know you,
Let me back up on that. Yeah, that is true. But if
he's
you
never going to
are,
ask for money, though.
no, never,
My
never.
God.
I'm going to try to sell you every movie and hat and T-shirt we've got.
And we're very happy.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're delighted. We're happy.
Death to
This
us
is
part.
not. She's not a.
Sorry,
She's not a.
mail order bride.
That's what I was trying to think of. That's like the westerns, by golly. They would have a. And there's no shame in mail order brides. Just she's not one of them.
Yeah.
And I'm not a mail order husband.
And we're not going anywhere. So sorry,
No.
folks.
Nope, unless it's slipped back. What was that?
My readers, they fell.
She dropped her readers, and I've got to pick them up because she can't find them
Hardy.
without her readers. So let's talk about some topic. What's going on today? Do you have any idea what's happening today?
Well,
Breaking news.
breaking news.
Reciprocal tariffs in Oval Office.
Oh, tariffs. Yeah.
Tell
well,
me your thoughts. See, I think tariffs are
they're good.
great.
I do too.
Okay, because
But a lot of business people and economists, they don't like them. Excuse me, did I just snort?
you did.
I cannot believe. I'm so frozen, I cannot control myself. That could get bad here real quick. But my apologies for snorting.
You were saying.
My hands are frozen. My nose is frozen.
No, you were talking about
my mouth
tariffs.
is frozen. Yeah, but tariffs. A lot of economists they
15 minutes.
They're like, absolutely not. This is terrible for America.
Well, how could
It's
it be
not.
Well,
Well, because
there
are a lot of. See, I agree with you. To me, it's easy. I'm not an economist, but I'm an American, so I think it should be America first.
Absolutely.
We have a terrible time trying to buy everything American. We can hardly do it. So I'm hoping that changes. You have to look.
This is I love this coat. This is a Canadian coat.
Yeah, but Canada Goose. I want to buy American.
Somebody was bitching to me on my Facebook page about supporting Trump because he's putting a wedge between us and Canada. Well, no, he's not.
Oh, Canada.
No, he's not. He's just saying, look, you've got, if you want to do business here, you have to pay the price. Is a realtor putting a wedge between the tenant and the homeowner because they're charging rent? No, it's ridiculous.
I mean, look, it's almost impossible to buy all American. You just can't really do it. You really can't.
No, but look how much money they've cut.
Let's make it easier.
Let's make it easier. Absolutely. And if you want to have your company sell to Americans, then there's a tariff, or open up a factory in the United States of America. What's the big deal? And hire Americans.
And a microcosm of that, we always try to buy in Madison locally because we have all these lovely shops on Main Street, and it kills us to have to go. It kills us to have to go on a hill and go with like a big box store, and we don't want to do it. But there's no hardware.
There's no hardware store in downtown.
So we have to do that sometimes.
There's duck pin bowling, but there's no hardware store.
Cannot wait.
There's
well, they're just about to open. That's big news here in Madison. And it's right around the corner.
That's right. Sometime it says coming soon, and I think it was.
Oh my God! It is right back there. It's not around the corner. It's back there.
Oh, it's back there. You can see it.
That's
kind
amazing.
of. It's where that green, where I used to have the logo, was way back there.
Yeah.
On the roof while they were doing construction.
He kind of fudged about the logo. That really wasn't your logo, but that's okay.
That was my logo.
It was not. You didn't have a logo on that building.
I did. I did it with green screen, but I had other.
Okay.
You got to take it. So they had a big blue. It's also blue screen. So they had a big blue tarp. over there on all their, excuse
On
me,
the duck
on their
building.
construction
I
materials.
cannot wait for that to open. We're going to have to look at that.
So I used it as a blue screen and I put the logo there.
You know, I think it'd be fun maybe to do the show from some of the shops. I bet they'd love it. But well, I'll tell you what.
Oh, but then we'd have to do it, and we're not here now.
Yeah,
and then we'll be accused of favoritism.
All right, we'll just stick to the porch, no matter how cold it is. Oh boy.
We could enclose the porch.
Oh, Nelly. Well, we're going to do some changes.
We could enclose the porch.
We're going to have some fun remodeling. So.
Yep, and we need if you are in Madison and you are a contractor or you are a architect, please drop us a note because we need some things. And I want to go to Vegas and come back and have a porch back there.
No, I want to be.
She wants to back there.
No, I want to be.
She wants to micromanage everything.
I don't want to micromanage.
Oh no, you just want to make sure every little detail is exactly like you want it.
And then come back.
I'll buy you a hammer.
Right.
Well, what if you left and you came back and it was right?
That'd be lovely. 50% chance.
No, I think it's like 95.5. 95.5.
I understand.
How can you screw up a porch? It's a porch. Make it level.
You can screw it up. You can screw up.
Make it level, make it to code. I want to put a planter around it because this is the time you plant bulbs.
What was that movie you did about the house, the Cary Grant house?
My golly, that was called Dream House. I love that. I built a house in New York.
That was fun.
Only the oldest people out there know what an incredible impersonation of Cary Grant I do.
Will you do it again?
I've been doing it all along. Cary Grant is one of my favorites, but nobody knows Archibald Leach except me. So I did a movie called Dream House. I think you can see it on YouTube. I don't have it, but it's myself and Mary Lou Henner. Michael Gross before. What was Michael was DiCaprio, who's in a world of trouble now. Family Ties.
What do we do, baby, without us?
I don't even know I can't even think of the name, and she knows the song.
Now, I can't remember the words because I'm jumbling up the words, but I know every note. There's something, for some reason, I can remember every note, but I can't remember the words. John is so good at the words. So
thank you.
Together, we could figure it together.
The timer is 10 minutes left. So let's please talk about something that's going on today.
Well, Valentine's Day is coming right up. Oh, and by the way, I wasn't finished about the local.
Oh, it's Valentine's Day is tomorrow. I don't know if we're going to I think we're going to get this out today. I hope so.
The Tiger is
Thank
awesome.
You, Tony.
Of course he is.
He's absolutely awesome.
But.
And he's not only awesome, he's great. Go ahead.
So we have, especially recently, because we've been gone a lot, but when we've come back and we've kind of gotten into this food thing. And it was fun in New York because, my gosh, you get every restaurant in the world, any kind of food you want. And we just had a ball there. And we're just like, how do you stay thin? How are you not 500 pounds? Well, we don't eat everything on the menu.
And we seldom, and we always split.
Yeah, we split everything.
So if there's a great diet tip for you all, couples especially, couples or you're dating, it's no shame to say, and we're going to split it all.
We do it every time.
Every time. I mean, and all throughout Manhattan.
Almost every time.
And you know what? I can't imagine being able to eat a whole entree anymore. No, there's not a chance.
In Indiana, because the entrees are big.
And I'm a big that omelet.
John ate half of it today at Hinkle's. We love Hinkle's. If you ever come
kitchen
to
Madison,
sink,
I call it the kitchen sink.
Hinkle's. You were so sweet. They were so wonderful. And there's a very nice lady there, and she had John do a video.
And that's
little
right.
Kids named Mason and Dixon.
They're teenagers, yeah, and no, they're not little, no, because
but still,
these kids are so smart. So they went out and bought, like, somebody had a riding mower that wasn't running, and so they were like selling it basically for scrap. These Mason and Dixon went and bought this thing for I don't know what they paid for it. I don't want to make numbers up, but they didn't pay much. And she said within 15 minutes, they had it running again.
Oh.
So if that's not Bo and Luke out there for real, then I don't know what is. So I immediately came back and I changed the names because I had Dobro and Brody. Dobro and Brody. I couldn't even remember who was who, but I changed them immediately to Mason and Dixon. And it's just it made my creativity come alive. So thank you, kiddos. I
That was
greatly
great.
appreciate it.
That was meant to be.
Yep. So when you see Earls of Perry, especially you two, and especially everybody at Hinkles, you're going to know exactly where that came from. And we got to tell him that this morning.
That was fun. But what we've been doing, we've been, kind of like taking pictures of food. What's nice is we can connect with people with that because everybody eats. Maybe not everybody races cards. Maybe not everybody, sing. Maybe they don't sing. Maybe they're not in the theater, because John is so talented. He does a little bit of everything, but everybody eats. Everybody eats.
Everybody eats.
Everybody eats. So it's been fun to kind of connect people. Oh, well, you're right down the road from this restaurant that my aunt
Right.
owns. And, they give all these stories, and it's really wonderful.
So we can do something from Outhouses of America too, because everybody. Oh, never mind.
Well, and that came up recently too,
I
about
don't
like
want
you
to talk
blowing up
about
the
that.
outhouse.
Oh, blowing up the outhouse.
Yeah, blowing up the outhouse.
We showed that last week. I believe we showed that last week. That was fun.
Yeah.
Recreating television history.
I'm going to do archery with you when it's a little warmer. I think it'd be hard.
Oh my God, my fingers hurt even thinking about it. Like, could you imagine bowling outside right now?
No.
I get excited I want to get back on non-topic here. I get excited every day to see what amazing things and changes are happening in our glorious country each and every day, just due to the addition of not only common sense, but a whole group of people who have the nerve, the audacity to do what they said they were going to do. Isn't it great to see a non-politician and his whole cabinet? These are people who it just makes good old-fashioned sense. You got Pete in a room full of Marines, right? Is he a Marine? I don't want to get that wrong. I don't want. Forgive me, please. I don't want to get that wrong because I know
he was in the military, but I think you're right. I think he's a Marine.
But he's in the last time we had a guy dressed up like Darth Vader, so that no one would know who he was, and now we've got Pete in there working out with his troops. So for the first time in my lifetime, I no longer feel a separation between those who represent us and us.
Oh,
those who are
we
serving.
had Trump before, we had Reagan, we had President Bush.
No, but this is not. We did, yes, but we didn't have a whole. I didn't feel like. I mean, Karl Rove was your buddy. I didn't feel like that was like, hey, Karl, how's it going? I honestly feel like Pete. I can call him Pete, and Tom. I always get his last name wrong.
Holman.
Is there an L in there?
I don't think so. I think it's Holman.
Holman.
I think.
I feel like and I've never met him, I don't think.
Boy, is that
I feel like I'd be like, hey, Tom, my God, what a great job. Well, thanks, John. We're doing because I know some sheriffs. I know a wonderful sheriff, Wilmot, in Yuma. I know a fantastic sheriff up in northern New York. And these are people that, because I get around, these are friends of mine. But I really feel like it's odd. We went to see Governor. You just kicked the camera.
I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
We went to South Dakota, and we went to see the state capitol, and Kristi Noem was not there. But I actually felt more of a separation between a person and the governor than I do now between she and, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I feel like the overwhelming message is that, yes, U.S. stands for United States, but it also stands for us. And I feel more like an us now than I have in my whole 64 years.
I think President Trump, his decisions, his choices are
they're great. And he had a great term before, but there was a lot of opposition, I think, in his cabinet he was unaware of.
And there were a lot of people there that were working against him. Now, boy, they have done such a great job with their picks. Yep. Such a great job with.
And thank you, the Congress. The Congress gives them the yay or the nay, right? So that's where the big vote is. Well, thank you.
I think Matt Gaetz was the only fatality with that. I think everybody.
He's going to show up somewhere.
Yeah, but I
think
everybody else has made it through thus far. Kash Patel is left, I think.
Oh,
but
gosh.
Other than that, my goodness, for RFK Jr. to be in, they're all wonderful.
I think Kash is going to be confirmed tomorrow. I think he's going to be confirmed tomorrow. And that's going to be great. That's great. And
It's very
and the
exciting.
left is so
They're so
livid.
angry. They're so
They
angry.
are just they're grasping at straws. They're looking at pictures of Kash Patel, and he's got a very intense look, and they're not making. Now before, they would have made fun of this guy. They would have called him wall-eyed or cross-eyed or some derogatory term. But now they're like, look at him. He's got that serial killer. My God, just do you not realize how childish
I
you
don't
look?
think Cash cares.
I know, yeah, he doesn't
I'm
care.
sorry, I don't mean to be
Oh,
disrespectful.
there you go.
Respectful
Cash don't
of
care.
Cash.
There's
Cash
a
don't
T-shirt.
care.
Well, but see, but we do. We feel
We
like
do,
it's
yeah.
okay to call him Cash. So
I think because everyone he's chosen are a lot like us. We relate to them.
mhm,
That's why, because they are quite conservative. I mean, I
unapologetically so.
I do not see the right wing part of the right wingers in America complaining. Are they
No,
complaining? No.
I don't see it. And by the way, I came up with this a couple of weeks ago. If you would like a "It's Their Turn to Whisper," actually, "It's Their Turn to Whisper" T-shirt, let me know. If we get enough people that are interested in that, then we'll go ahead and make some up.
I don't think it's like. I think it's more than that. I think they are just
Well, of course
screaming
it's
at
more
the
than-
top of their lungs.
Well,
They're
yeah,
so
it kind of
mad.
means both. Kind of means both.
Yeah.
We used to have to whisper.
They're just losing it.
Oh my God.
It's
And
insanity.
embarrassingly so. And they can't see it. They can't see the hypocrisy of all of the things that were found out or suspected anyway about the Biden crime ring, I'll call it. And yet they raided Mar-a-Lago. They are still holding on to their proven bullshit Russian collusion nonsense. And now they're saying, oh my God, Trump was talking to Putin, and there's secrets, and yeah, and he's also talking to Zelensky. And guess what? Some of the secrets allegedly are that much of a measurable amount of the money that we sent to Ukraine stayed in the pockets of those who sent it, or went to Ukraine and then came back.
Well, I thought it was weird why are we pushing for Ukraine? Why aren't it billions and billions of dollars? Why? There are other countries in need. What is it with Ukraine? Well, if they're getting half the money back, kickbacks, well, there you go. That's your answer.
Yeah, and what is it?
We don't know if that's the case, but
it sure sounds like it.
Zelensky said, well, I only got half the money. Well, where's the other half, folks?
Yeah, exactly. It's like when I was we were doing Dukes. There was money was being sent to gosh, I think it was Ethiopia, and there were people that were saying, you got to look at this thing. Yes, some food was bought, but it's sitting on a tarmac, rotting in the sun. It's not getting to the people. But a bunch of the money that was spent is getting to the people who ask you to donate.
And another sad situation,
So,
I don't know if it's true, but Haiti is saying, or some officials are saying, Haiti only got 2% of all that money that the Clinton Foundation raised. And the Clintons got the rest of it. I don't know if that's true. I mean, who knows? We don't know. But I'm pretty sure that Elon Musk is going to get to the bottom of it.
He is.
All of it.
All of it. And that's his job,
And
folks.
he's sleeping on the floor.
So if you got a problem with that, it's your problem.
I love it.
This is a...
Elon Musk is like Donald Trump. Donald Trump is just a machine.
He's a machine, and they are both incredibly successful because of our country.
So they're not
because of our Constitution. No.
I mean, think about these members.
They're like us. We would rather work for $10 an hour than be given 12.
Yeah.
I want to work. I want the opportunity to thrive. That's what the United States of America is.
But how does Nancy Pelosi have this huge net worth when she makes... I mean, they make a good salary in Congress.
Yeah, why does Martha Stewart go to prison?
Millions and
billions. I'm not a big fan of Martha Stewart, but hey, she went to prison. Mm-hmm. She had the integrity to go to prison, even though I think that was a bogus charge. But we got Nancy Pelosi and inside. It's absolutely insider trading.
For members of Congress to get rich from information that other people will go to jail for, or they're getting kickbacks, which is even way... No, it's all bad.
But here's to all you folks who've done something wrong, I want to leave you with this because we have to go. As long as you are still breathing, you can still go to prison. You take care.
No, we're not leaving on that note. That's a terrible note. Happy Valentine's. We love you all. Thank you for watching. Send us your ideas.
Now, Valentine's might be in the rearview mirror by now. It might be last week.
But love. All you need is love.
All you need is love.
All you need is love. Love.
Love is
all you need. Love is all you need.
Love is all
you need.
We understand that more now than ever. You take care.
Smooch.
I thought I was going to be like the flagpole in Christmas Story.